Last week I talked about how the Agile Manifesto seems to be correlated with the antidotes to white supremacy culture. And so this commenter asked me, what about waterfall? This is a broad question, so I'm going to talk about the distinctions I see between this and what would be a true Agile. As I've said, we don't have true Agile in America, but if that's not where you're going with this, let me know. More context for the question. So I'm Dr. Anna Kalschmidt, industrial organizational psychologist, and I research the unwritten rules of work for the working class, neurodivergence, and intersections of race and gender. My first paper of my dissertation was on the unwritten rules of work, and my second was on, are there any unwritten rules of work that align with the white supremacy culture framework from the 90s? I'm also a PMP certified project manager. So I asked Claude to help me organize the characteristics of the white supremacy culture framework and how these do or do not align with Agile and Waterfall. I'm not going to read all of these to you, so you can take a screenshot or pause the video. This probably isn't going to make sense if you're not familiar with this framework. I have a video in my culture frameworks playlist explaining some of this, but also it's a free online if you type in white supremacy culture framework. So I'll go over the first one and then let me know if there are specific ones you want me to dive into more. So the sense of urgency is when everything is an emergency to where nothing's an emergency. Everything is urgent all the time, and consequently there's no time taken to make sure no harm is done, either to people in the organization, outside the organization, the environment, etc., because there's just no time. Everything's an emergency, every email, etc. So this could align with waterfall style frameworks of emphasizing deadlines and strict timelines over process. Obviously, deadlines have to be met. So I would say where this really pops up is when there's unreasonable deadlines that somebody made up without consulting the people who have to do the actual work, or the vendors involved, or considering the environment that it's in and other factors that may hinder the process, and when this is prioritized over doing things well or realistically. Now, the antidote to this sense of urgency facet aligns with the Agile Manifesto of promoting sustainable development and maintaining a constant pace, not burning the team out, and also the team is involved in the decision making and in deciding the timelines. But again, we don't usually have true Agile in the US. I'm also happy to make a video on how waterfall could be adjusted to be more aligned with these antidotes, as it benefits all of us to be on projects that aren't super toxic. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments.